Welcome back to another edition of Bloomfield Pride Points. Today we're here with Mrs. Vandeventer, and we're here to talk about STEM education. And so, first of all, can you just tell us, what does STEM stand for, and what is your background? Where did you get your STEM education?
Sure. So STEM typically stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's the collaboration of all those subjects together to look at innovation and problem solving. Typically now in the elementary setting, we move towards the stream, which is adding in that reading and arts. And how I got started with STEM is it's probably been almost 10 years ago now. We partnered with Dr. Adam Scribner from Indiana University, and he came and he led several teacher trainings to help us bring STEM into the elementary classroom. I've continued on and done some other training with him in the novel engineering program that adds that literature element in, and so I do try to add that into the classroom as well.
Great. And I don't want to get on too much of a rabbit trail, but I absolutely love it when teachers are continuing to do professional development, and here at Bloomfield we have a huge focus of that continuing professional development where teachers like Mrs. Vandeventer are continuing to become even better at what they are already great at. But getting back to STEM, how do you implement STEM activities into your classroom?
So over several years of working with Dr. Scribner, I've now kind of gotten a good rapport with him, and so every year he comes in and he does a kickoff in my classroom, and he'll come in and he'll introduce what STEM is to my current fourth graders. And his main focus, first of all, is to take the stigma away in engineering. The stigma for girls that it's not just a man that's driving a train, and it's not just for men, and it's not just for people that make straight A's. And so he'll start out by that, like letting them know all the careers that would include engineering, and then he goes through the engineering design process. So we actually look at what are those steps in the design process and the collaboration, which I know is important to you. And each of those steps of working together, making a consensus on solving a real world problem, and then coming together, making a design, testing it, maybe changing it, or maybe going back to the drawing board, and that's okay. They're working together, they're listening to each other, they're hearing their ideas, and they're doing their best. And then we also have the component of presentation where they'll come back at the end after they're finished, and they will tell us about their design. Why did it work? Why did it not? What could we have done better?
Great. So we are here in the elementary school, specifically in fourth grade, and so thinking all the way to the future, how do these STEM activities connect our students to future opportunities, and how will that help them prepare for the future?
Right. So we do a lot of projects in fourth grade that are STEM related, but we did adopt a new science program 2 years ago that has a great integration for the STEM too, because we do have STEM on our iLearn. We have the science and technology, all of that in our iLearn, and it was important to us to hit those. So each week we'll look at a different engineering career, and it really opens the kids' eyes to see different careers they never thought of. And so one that I can think of in particular is the mechanical engineering, and it looks at it through roller coasters and things like that. Like, what kid doesn't want to think about working at Holiday World someday? So that's a good pull for them. But it goes into, there would be the biomedical and looking at artificial limbs, and it just thinks that they just, when he starts out, when Dr. Scribner asks them what's an engineer, they say they drive a train. So getting that stigma taken out.
When you bring up Holiday World, I do remember a time when I was in college. I went to an amusement park. My 3 friends that went with me were all engineering students, and they wanted to talk about the structure. I just wanted to get on the ride, but they were talking while we were in line about all the structure and whatnot. And those are college students who are all engineers now, and you're bringing that all the way down to the elementary level. So I absolutely love it. One last question: what do you plan, or what plans do you have to extend STEM education with your students?
Sure. So last time that I worked with Dr. Scribner in the spring, he brought an idea to me that I'm just kind of toying around with right now, of retaining our projects as we go through the year. So we'll start out with doing an electrical project, so retaining that, and then we make pinball machines and holding on to that because we always want to take it home. And then we'll do wind turbines and finish up with Ferris wheels. And so kind of the idea of linking those all together in like a Rube Goldberg type machine, and seeing the kids find ways to make those, and then seeing them interact together, I think would be a lot of fun.
Great. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for your investment in our students and preparing them for future opportunities.
Thank you.